everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hi! Hey my Crimsonites, how we doing? I changed them again. It's a learning curve to gel polish. So this is more like a dusty pink, like a rose. And ooh, y'all, because I always got to do something off. So I painted this one a different color. And this sparkly one is the business. And I don't even be liking glitter nails. It's sparkly and so cute. Anyway. I got me a little bit of water. Because it's about 80 something degrees around here. I'm so glad I went to go get an air conditioner the other day. Because my other air conditioner gave out after last summer. It was like, I can't do no more. I can't do no more. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't do no more. I know that. I can't do no more. So I was like, okay, I hear you. I threw in the garbage. I said, I'll buy one next summer. Just in time. It's getting warm too. This cup say, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. This was my Mother's Day gift to myself. Because I'm not like a regular mom. So who we got? Queen of Rage, hey. Sunshine, hey, sweetie pie. We got Tomorrow for War. We got Cynical Optimist. We got Miss Kalila. We got Father's Time. We got A-Sun the Great, Ultraviolet. In My Masses, we got Angel. We got Panda, Daquan, Dr. Michelle. We got Sandra, Double C. How you doing? That message was so sweet that you put in Bishop's chat. I really appreciated that, Double C. That kind of stuff humbles me. I still don't really know how to receive that kind of stuff. Hey, Alonzo. Hey, Alton. From South Africa. Hey. That's awesome. Hey, Bishop. Hey, Petway Boy. So shout out to the Bishop and Ronan for their show, Fifth and Benediction. If you never checked it out, you are missing something. And they had a show about addictions to pornography. And they said a lot in that show. All of it was really, really awesome. They had Brother Sheep Stay Sleep on the panel. It was a really, really dynamic build to hear the brothers. But one of the things that they were talking about, or some of the things they were talking about, kind of inspired this show. Panda part of the A-Gang family. A-Gang. 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 That's what you're going to be singing. You're going to be like, A-Gang. A-Gang. Mm-hmm. They are Father Time. Our A-Gang family is awesome. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Hey, Third War, how you doing? So, the wall and a woman's value, because they were talking about men who are addicted to pornography not seeing women as people and actually seeing them as nuisances, as problematic women's existence when they were not actively getting sexual favor from them. Now, I may kind of go all over the place, but bear with me, because I got a couple of things on my mind. See, there's a flaw in the wall argument. Now, one part of the argument is like, well, women sexual market value decreases as she gets older because she's not as young and she's not as hot as she was when she was young. So her sexual allure is not as powerful. It's not as potent as she is when she's young. Which I agree with that. I agree with that. But let me just stop hemming and hawing around it. I'm tired of hearing that women are worthless past 30 years old and 35 years old. And the cap about how don't no man want her past that age. I'm living proof that that's cap. That's a whole cap and a half. Okay? And don't say that the wall just applies to Tatianas because y'all want them too. Because I don't know no woman above 30 that ain't getting no man. I don't know no woman above 30 that still can't attract a man. Since we want to boil down women to just her sexual market value. Because when I start talking like that, people, we not trying to marry them past a certain age. Y'all don't care nothing about the women's behavior. Because if you cared something about women's behavior, you would see women as a total thing, as her value being not necessarily restricted to only her sexual market value. You would actually see her value as these things all together. You would actually be able to see her value as all of these, not just her sexual market value, but to see her personal market value. That means she got her life in order according to the 10 life value system. Her belonging market value. Her reputation, her belonging to her family, her belonging to her community. What's the word around town for this woman? From the people that see her the most, that places she frequent the most. What's her friendship market value? Who are her friends? Who are her associates? Who are the people that she spends her downtime and her social time with? How does she spend that time? And then, of course, we do have the sexual market value, which is, as most people understand it, a woman's ability to be alluring to larger groups of men. And that pool does shrink as she gets older, but it doesn't go away. And then her marriage market value. This is the one that you need to be concerned with. the marriage market value. Because any woman just about can pull some D. But can you get a husband? That's the question. And I'm here to tell a woman that if her marriage market value is intact, she can pull a husband even in her middle age. I'm in my 40s. I can get a husband. Because my marriage market value is intact. And see, that's the part that a lot of people in this space don't like to acknowledge about women. See, since we're only our vaginas, as the sexual market value decreases as we get older, it's assumed that my entire totality and entirety as a woman goes down the drain because I aged. What's missing is the understanding of what women are. Because my femininity does not go down the drain as I get older. If it wasn't down the drain when I was young, it ain't about to be down the drain now that I'm 40 or in my 40s. I'll be 43, inshallah, next month. And I'm here to refuse to be whittled down to my vagina. She useless after 30. Don't nobody want no woman. Don't nobody even want to smash a woman after they 30s. Cap. Cap. Because it's women in this sector that's well beyond their 30s that get all of you Jonathan's money behind the scenes. Cash apps, Venmos, PayPals, and Super Chats. So cap. Because if I wasn't the woman that I said I was, I would have you. Don't think I can't run y'all Jonathan's pockets. I just choose not to. Because I'm marriage material, not thought material. Nobody talks about women's actual behavior. Who is she as a woman? See, a lot of times when you whittle a woman down only to her SMV, she become problematic when you're not getting sex from her. I don't pay no attention to her unless we having sex. That's part of the problem. Because see, over here at the Crimson Cure channel, we trying to get wives built up. We got a plethora of thoughts running around. We trying to get wives. But I don't think a lot of dudes want wives. I think they like thoughts. Now, I think they like me. I think you like thoughts. Matter of fact, I think you love thoughts. Matter of fact, I think you like and love thoughts so much that you would turn your nose up at a wife. And how do I come to that conclusion? If I take her out on a date and she don't offer me no sex on the first date, I'm not even trying to deal with her. But a woman that has more than her SMV might not throw you that on no first date or the second one. Probably because she's trying to get you to see her personal market value, her belonging market value, her friendship market value, and her marriage market value. Maybe. And a lot of offense is taken to that. Well, she ain't throw it out at me, you know what I'm saying, right away. And women know when they want to have sex. Listen, I met plenty of guys that I would have jumped his bones right away. But I'm still not going to do it. Because I'm trying to show him all those other value pieces. The sexual market value is on deck. If we get into a relationship, that's a given. I shouldn't have to give you that right away. I'm trying to give you these other parts of me as a woman so you can understand that when we not doing that, you actually getting a valuable woman. And not just a woman that know how to open her legs and she halfway don't do that good enough and she don't know nothing else. If you come to her to ask her about something else, or you want her to demonstrate her femininity in other ways beyond her sexuality, she don't know how to do that. Trying to have a conversation with you that don't have nothing to do with my kitty cat. And a date don't give you sex. What if I take you out? What you owe me? If dates mean sex, what if I take you out? What you owe me? That's what I want to know. What if I pay for it? Then what? Because see, a woman that has more than her sexual market value is not looking to get into a transactional situation where the date and the money equal, I gotta suck you off. If you want purely transactional where money means sex, you need to go get a prostitute. It's plenty of them around here. Plenty. And they don't got no qualms with giving you what you want for the right dollar amount. Matter of fact, that's what they there for. What if the date is going to walk along the beach and that's free? Then what I owe you? What I owe then? Because I thought getting to know each other was a mutual endeavor. See, we got the whole thing messed up. See, the reason why dating is suffering is because, like everything else, it's not based on a value system that is effective. It's based on a value system that is turned all the way upside down so that the interaction between men and women is only transactional. So that every interaction between men and women is transactional based on money and sex. Such that the women will treat any kind of man like a bag. No matter whether he husband material or he a F-19. It don't matter. It don't matter to her. She just trying to get a bag. She not trying to worry about whether or not he on the up and up or whether or not he's a F-19 or whatever the case may be. And the same goes for a lot of the dudes. He gonna treat her like a HOE, whether she wife material or she actually a HOE. He gonna approach all the women the same. But what get me is the complaint about all the women are the same. No, you're just treating them the same way. I've been approached as if I was a HOE before, and I'm like, where you get that from? I ain't even talking to you like that. Where that come from? We had 2 conversations. We ain't even went nowhere. We ain't even did nothing. We ain't said hi and bye good. Now you think on the 3rd conversation you supposed to be invited to my house and I'm supposed to bust it up? Oh, no. I don't even know what part of the 2 conversations we had gave you that impression. You want a transaction? Go get a transactional situation going. Go get it. That go for the men and the women. You want a transaction? Go be transactional. If a man is nothing more to you than a couple of dollars, then don't even try to play like you trying to get into a relationship, because you not. Because if you enter into a situation with a dude on some transactional energy, he'll transact with you. But because men and women don't value themselves anymore and they don't value each other, we got a bunch of transactional things going on. And then we have men being whittled down to a pocket and some D. And we got women being whittled down to just her vagina and then being told her vagina ain't worth nothing. Your only value is your vagina, and that ain't worth nothing. So you're worthless. That's the value system that we're abiding by today. You worthless. I want sex up out of you. That's all I want out of you. And when I get that, you worthless. And now you can get out my face. And I wouldn't give 2 shorts and curlies who you are as a woman. I don't even care. What's with all this trying to show me your value? I don't want to see that. Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't have another value. And then I get the pushback because I'm over here trying to actually give women the help that they need in order to see themselves as more valuable, and that way they behave as if they have more value. But I think that might be part of the problem. I think part of the problem is that some of us aren't trying to get better women. I think that's part of the problem. Don't want a better group of women. Just want to be able to run through the group you got and punish them when you need to or when you feel like you want to. This is where the pushback from the 10 life values come from, because it sets all of that stuff straight. Because I will not be told that I don't have a value beyond my sexual market value, and because I'm older, that's now worthless. So my totality as a human being and as a woman is zero. I'm not going to be told that. I'm not going to be told that I got to have sex with every man that say hello to me nicely. Because if we don't want women to use their sex as a bartering tool, then we can't ask women to use their sex as a bartering tool. And then tell them that the bartering tool ain't worth nothing. Thank you, Miss Bunny. Then tell them that the bartering tool is garbage. For the bartering tool to be garbage, sure do want it a lot. And every once in a while, I talk about this because I'm trying to get women to understand themselves better according to a value system that values them, that they can see value within themselves when they practice it. We're living now in this country under a value system that does not value us. And we can't continue to do that because it destroys us. This is why I speak to my sisters the way that I do. We're going to have to live under a different value system. We're going to have to adopt a different value system so that we can see ourselves as more than transactional. So that we can understand that our femininity is not only our sexual market value. It's not just our sexuality. That's what we've been taught. That's what our men have been taught. To see no value in a woman if it's not sex. We've been taught that same thing by our mothers, no less. And then society reinforced it because the environment and the culture that we live in see women this way. This is why I talk about feminism the way that I do, because it has robbed women of the true essence of their femininity such that we behave in a masculine way. That's our biology. We approach dating and trying to get men and stuff like that in a masculine, from a masculine frame, which actually removes us from the feminine frame, and it lets men know that they don't have to treat us like women. The culture supports that. The environment supports that. Because we learn in institutions, we learn in school that boys and girls are exactly the same, which does a disservice to both boys and girls. What it does is it takes away the masculinity and the humanity of men and boys away from the girls, and it takes femininity and womanhood away from the boys to see the girls like that. So when we get a society together where the people see each other as these nondescript, androgynous human beings, then you don't need any type of particular treatment. And so then it becomes transactional. And when things are transactional, we have a tendency not to attach any emotion to that. Going to the store is a transaction. When I go to the grocery store and I put my groceries on the thing and I pay for the groceries, I'm not having any emotional attachment to that. That is business. They are not doing me any favors. They're not giving me the food. I'm paying for it. You know, we exchange pleasantries. How you doing this morning? Have a good day. Blase blam. But ain't nobody got no emotional attachment to that. You shop for your food. You get up there. You pay for it. You get out. That's transactional. There are no emotions attached to that. And in today's society, we've been told that our biology between men and women is the same. Removing the masculinity, removing the femininity out of the equation. These are social constructs, which is cap. And then the culture turned around and supported it. We learned through music and movies and media and social media and all of these other things that men and women are exactly the same and there are no differences. And we were also taught that we don't need to have any emotional connection between each other. We were taught and shown in movies that when a man would extend his love to a woman, that was supposed to be offensive to us. When a man showed his interest, when he tried to be romantic, that was supposed to be offensive to us. We will put that in our head. So then we came to a point where if a dude try to be romantic and show his interest that way, you know, we laugh or we scoff at what he's doing or belittle what he's doing. I don't need to be treated special, but that again, your biology and the culture that you're being given is at war with each other because women do want to feel special. We do want a man to come and make us feel like we the only woman that he got eyes for. Then the environment came to support those two things. I'm trying to give you biocultural in different aspects so you can see it. Not only was it given to us in schools and institutions of learning from knee high, but they also put it in law. Right? You can't discriminate. Men and women got to be able to do exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. And if you don't let women do, you know what I'm saying? Like they trying to make little bills and little movements about women aren't in STEM. Women aren't in STEM because they don't want to go in STEM. Nobody's stopping women from going into STEM. It's not interesting to us. We don't like it. Science, technology, engineering, and what is it? Mathematics. We don't like that. There's no block when you going to get your little Phoenix, University of Phoenix little degree. Okay? Ain't nobody stopped you from signing up to none of them classes. We don't like it. That's why we don't sign up to them. We rather sign up to things that are more social, psychology or social work or something like that, because that's what we do. But y'all having some problems or something like that? What that mean, third ward? Is it buffering for y'all or something? Anyway, thank you, Chief Rocker. I'm missing super chats, and I apologize. Thank you, Chief Rocker. So your commentary and overall content is relatable, realistic, and it's validated by how we live our lives. You have enough vlogs for a nice book. Keep pushing and stay original. Thank you so much, and thank you, Aries Trucker. If it's doing something, you might want to refresh, because I'm not having any connection issues today. So I'm trying to show y'all where it's at. It's been codified into law that men and women are exactly the same, and we're not. So then once the bioculturon is set, the value system sits on top of that. Because once that's set, it changes, or it can change, what we value the most. So now in a society, we don't value marriages and being together and relationships. We value hookups and situationships and Netflix and chill. That's what we value. And the transaction. But the problem with that is that all of that is at war with our true biology, our true natures as women and men. There's no longer any value on what women are. They removed that value not only from the eyes of men, but from the hearts of women. We do not see any value in us. We don't. We think our value is only sexual. That's what we think. And so since we think that, we have a tendency to behave in that manner. I'm here to tell you that nobody told you what your femininity consisted of. But I'm here to tell you that it consists of more than what's between your legs. That's a small part. It's small. Because the man that you allowed to choose you gonna get that anyway. He gonna get that. That's not even questionable. What we're trying to do is make sure that as women, we have more to give than what's between our legs. We have more to give than that. Thank you, Ronan said Crimson Tower tuition fee. Thank you. And Chief Rocker again, thank you so much. Said one more time, you have to chop this video up in segments based on the topics that you're covering. We have to understand that we are more than our sexual market value. I know you got taught how to hoe. I know your mama taught you how to hoe. I know she did. I know your auntie taught you how to hoe. Ask me how I know that. Thank you, Mr. Super Smash. I got told that your worth ain't nothing but what's between your legs. So use that as long as you can as a bartering tool and a chip to get what you want. Because men don't care nothing about you no way. They just want that anyway. So you might as well get some money out of that. That's hoeing. Just because you ain't walking up and down the street don't mean you ain't hoeing. Being with a man only for what his money can get you is hoeing. I don't care if this is a one night stand or you do it for 6 months. Being with a man only for his money to get you, buy you this and that, and you don't got no emotional connection, no care, nothing like that for that man, that is hoeing. Because soon as his dollars run out, you run out. That's what hoes do. Soon as a John money run out and the time is up, she out of there. Hang around you for what? Ain't no money. Now you wasting my time. Thank you, Blessing, for you. Said you are the MVP on this topic, and I'm thankful for your life. We really do need this. Thank you so much. Thank you, Y. Skinner. Trying to get my sisters to understand all the parts of their femininity because we don't get taught this. Hey, Miss Queen of Rage, we don't get taught this. We don't get told about the personal market value. Where my chart at? We don't get told about what our personal market value is. What kind of a person are we? What kind of woman are we? Are we trustworthy women? Are we good women? Are we pieces of fecal matter? Y'all almost got me. Y'all almost got me. But I didn't do it. Not today, Satan. What kind of woman are you? See, we wasn't taught, ladies, how to be better women. We wasn't taught that. We wasn't taught how to be good people. We wasn't taught how to have integrity, how to have some honor, how to have some, just be upright. We wasn't taught about that. We was only taught about the transaction. We were only told that men don't care nothing about none of that and that they only care about the sex part. And so we need to get that game up real good. And then you can get just about whatever you want from a man if you give him that, if you hook him on that. But that only worked for a Jonathan. That's the part they didn't tell you. They didn't tell you that only work on Jonathans. That don't work on no man. That don't work on no husband. I mean, if you throw it at him, he gonna catch it. But I mean, he ain't gonna try to catch nothing else. Because a husband material, he's still a man. He's still a man. So we ain't going to do that cap. Thank you, DOD. So I would much rather donate to you rather than the X-Files. Well, I appreciate that, DOD. If you throw your kitty cat at a man, I don't really care who he is, kind of. He going to go ahead, catch it, You done threw it now. You gonna catch it now. So this is no cap zone now. So we not gonna cap. We not gonna act like that's not gonna happen. You see. But for a husband, you can't just throw him that. You have to put on display your personal market value. You have to be a woman of integrity. You have to be a woman of value. You have to be a woman that got honor. You got to be a woman that can honor her word. See, we don't get taught this, ladies. Let me look at my sisters for a minute. We don't get taught that our word got to be bond too. You remember when men used to say that word bond? Word is bond. That meant his word is his bond. He's bonded to his word. When he say something, he got to do it. We not even taught that. We taught that we can lie and scheme and it's okay for us to lie and carry on like that, and nobody's supposed to question the veracity of our words. We can say we gonna do something and be somewhere and go somewhere and all that kind of stuff, and it's okay that we lie about it and not live up to what we said. And folks is just supposed to understand that. Men is just supposed to understand that we gonna lie. Day and night. Lie when the truth to do. And that's supposed to be cute somehow. And that's because of the environment that we live in don't hold women to the consequences of lying. It hold men to it. We haven't been taught how to be better people. We was taught that all that lying and scheming and manipulating is somehow part of what we supposed to be as women, and ain't nobody supposed to call us on that. That's why when we get up here and cap, because it's a bunch of women that get on YouTube capping all day, and when you call it out, they get offended because you're not supposed to call it out. Get up and just tell lie after lie like they're breathing. You tell a lie like you take a breath. Thank you, Bishop said this is a word right here. A-game family, A-game nation. Exactly. Exactly. Stand up, A-game family. We not taught about, let me go back to my chart. We not taught about our belonging market value. We not told that our reputation can precede us. Once folk figure out that you just a piece of nothing, that's what they gonna say about you. I don't care if they smile in your face. I don't care if a man smash you. I don't care if you sexy, they'll smash and then think you a piece of nothing. We not taught that what we do has an effect on anything. Like women grow up in some type of vacuum or something. That's another way that feminism teaches us the worthlessness of being a woman. That when we do stuff, it don't got no consequence. When actually the opposite is true. When we do things, it has long consequences. That's the power of femininity. That's the power of being a woman. When we do stuff, it has long-term consequences. It is not short-term. When we say what we say and treat our children a certain way, that can reverberate generations after we gone. That's the power of women. This is the power that they don't want you to tap into. They want us as women to constantly live as trying to be pseudo men, and it don't work. That's because it diminishes our power. And it just makes us look stupid. And it doesn't give us any happiness. It doesn't give us any fulfillment at all. That's why we be empty shells of a woman. When you get around my age, you're just an empty shell. Because nothing that this society told us to do was worth anything. Thank you there. I said it. Said just delivering digital flowers. Thank you so much. Nobody tells us about friendship market value. Oh, you can just be friends. You can't just be friends with anybody. That says a lot about you. Who your friends are, who you spend time with, your leisure value, who you decide to spend your time with on your downtime. This ain't your co-workers. You can't control who the company hire, but you can control who you hang out with after the hours are over. And if you hanging out with a bunch of trifling scut buckets, well, what does that make you? Because women do not befriend people who are the opposite of who they are. We befriend people that we see commonality in. That's who we befriend. Women befriend other women that they see commonality within. If she's too different from us, we can't be friends. We may be able to be associates. I can be cordial with her, but she will not be my friend. We may be able to speak and stuff like that. We don't got to be at war, but we certainly not going to be friends. That's how women socialize. We don't socialize with women that we can't see ourselves in. The only thing we was taught about was sexual market value, and we was taught that wrong. The only thing that we was told was that need to be, you need to be a porn star in bed. And that's all you need. All you need is to be able to throw that thing back, swallow back, and he'll holler back. Okay? All we was taught was to throw that thing back, swallow back, and he'll holler back. We wasn't taught to preserve our sexual market value. We wasn't taught to, just don't throw it everywhere. Don't no husband want no HOE for a wife. We wasn't even told that. We was told go out there and do what you do because they do want you. We were told the exact opposite thing. And at the time that we was getting told that, we was too young to see that our mothers' lives was crazy. We didn't know her life was like that. And marriage market value is off the table. We're never told about that. What we're told about marriage market value, What are we told? Can one of my sisters tell me what we're told about marriage? What did we get told about marriage? Can any of my sisters tell me what do black women get told as little girls? We told we don't need no man. That's what we told about our marriage market value. That's what we told about it. We was told we don't need him. What you need that for? What you need him for? But for D and a couple of dollars. That's all a man good for. That's all he can give you. And because we was never taught to understand our femininity and what we needed as women, that's why we can fix our mouths and say we don't need men, because we don't understand what we need from men. I was told the same thing. See, make sure I had some on the side in case I had to leave him. Keep everything separate. I was told the same thing. And what that did was put into our heads that we inevitably were going to get into some type of toxic or abusive relationship, because what that told us was that men in general were toxic and abusive. See, we was taught we don't need no man, and then we was turn around and not taught nothing about our femininity, so that we can actually understand what do we need from a man other than D and money. We don't understand that we actually need his leadership. We don't understand that we actually need his SOS, his system, his order, and his structure. We don't understand that that's actually what we need. Our femininity need that from him. It needs it. The only time we figure that out is when we get into these relationships and keep running into men that don't have it, and we don't know why we don't like him, or we don't know why we can't stay. We do like him, but we can't stay. Why? Most of us can't even find the words to describe why. Because we can meet a man that throw your back out and give you a few dollars and still can't manage to stay in a relationship with him. Because sometimes those men don't have SOS. They don't have good leadership skills. And we crave that from him. We need that from him. And when we don't get that, we have a tendency to stray off from him. Because we are chaos, and we will go wherever there's no order. But we will only stay where there is order. We are chaos, and we will go wherever there is no order. But we will only stay in a place that has it. Just like a herd of horses will run the plain, they'll run the plain. The only time they stay on the horse stable is because there's a pen. You think the horses wouldn't run the plane if it wasn't no pen around him? And you know what's up with the horse? He can jump that pen. She can jump that pen. She knows she can jump that pen. If she get her a good enough running start, she can clear that pen. That little wood fence ain't keeping her nowhere. We talking about an animal that probably stand about 6 feet or more, or 7, from hoof to the top of the head, and maybe more than 300 or so pounds of muscle. If she get her a good running start across that field, she can clear that pen. And she know that because she done did it before. The only reason she stay is because there is a pen. And she know the owner want her in the pen. And she like the owner. So she stay in the pen. We chaos and we'll go wherever. Women will do what you allow. It's not born out of stupidity. It's born out of the nature of us. We chaotic by nature. That's why we float around. We'll float because ain't no order. So we just go. This is why our lives are so chaotic as women nowadays, because we're told we don't need no man, aka we don't need no order, because order and structure comes from the masculine. It don't come from the feminine. This is why female businesses and male businesses are ran so differently. See, we'll run our business on camaraderie and socializing and friendship. You know, the business office is friendly and everybody gotta get along in order for the business to go right. See, that's woman stuff. Men don't care nothing about that. Male ran businesses are much less social. They care about, are you producing in your department or nah? Because the numbers from last quarter don't even look good. And it come from your department. I know this. So now we going to audit everybody. But I thought we was cool last week. That was last year's Christmas party. We not talking about that. We are talking about the numbers from the last quarter now. Get nothing by. I ain't here to make no friends. I'm here to make $1. Talking about. Men don't open businesses to make friends. They open businesses to make money. They wouldn't give a good 2-bit if none of the employees liked them. You just better do your job. And if you can't do your job, I'll find somebody else to do your job. Boop. Get out of here. Knock it off and get back to work. Women want to have friends when we do business. That's what we want to do. We just different. We just think differently. We want to come into the office and, hi everyone. Good morning. Like, nobody got time for that. So we're all just going to have our morning, round table. Everybody get a donut. Everybody get some coffee. We got some lattes over there. And, we're just going to have, just our little morning woosah, just before we get our day started. Like, no. This is time wasting. Ladies, we have to be the first ones to understand our value as women. We have to be the first ones to understand our value as women. We cannot look for the men to see value where we don't see it. We cannot expect men to see a value where we don't see it. We cannot expect men to have love for us if we don't have it for us. We cannot expect men to respect us as women if we don't respect us as women. We cannot expect men to cherish the feminine if we don't cherish the feminine. We have to stop approaching all of this from a masculine frame, because this is part of a value system that devalues us and them. So we need to implement a value system that values us. We can value us, and then we can value them as well. Okay? It's nothing wrong with being chaotic, because that's the nature of us. The only time that become a bad thing is when order can't be brought to us. We don't allow order to be imposed at any time. That's when it becomes detrimental. The only time we understand that exchange is in sex, and life is so much more than sex. It's more than getting a bag. You can't be on your back all your life. You got to get up at some point. And when you get up off your back, you got to be worth something. When you get up off your back, you got to be worth something. This society got us running around here scared to be women. We think the best way to approach being a woman is to approach it like being a man. And we still ain't figured out that don't work. Being men only works for men. It don't work for us at all. Because if you busy trying to be a man, you can't find value and love for a man. Because you think you've achieved his masculinity. You think you've achieved his manhood. And so busy, you've been so busy achieving his manhood, you forgot to achieve your womanhood. A lot of y'all running around here talking about you want to rest in your femininity. Define your femininity. Before you can rest in your femininity, I need a definition. Do you even know what your femininity is so you can rest in it? Resting in your femininity is more than just having a man take care of you. And so you don't got to pay all the bills. That's not resting in your femininity. So the next woman out here, well, we just want to rest in our femininity. Define it. Don't make me let you write it. Make you write it 100 times. You know how in school that used to be your punishment. Write a little sentence 100 times. Make you write the definition of femininity 100 times. Then you can rest in it. You right, Audrey. So when a woman behaves like a man, it's a turn off to men. My brother told me that. And you know what else it do? It cuts her off from her own femininity. She gets cut off. When you reside in masculine energy too much, you are disconnected from your feminine energy such that you don't even know how to get to it anymore. You don't even know how to access it. It actually scares you. Doing stuff like being vulnerable scares you. Saying stuff like, I don't know, scares you. Telling your man, not any man, telling your man, I look for your approval, scares you. When we know we looking for his approval and validation when we do stuff. But because it's vulnerable to tell him with your words, I look for your validation and approval, you can't do it. Right? Resting in your femininity is more than him buying you stuff. Resting in your femininity includes things such as actively going to him for guidance and leadership and asking him for it because you don't know. Resting in your femininity include things such as providing the things that his masculinity needs so that you don't even have to ask for a lot of what you need. He'll give it to you. because it's in his nature to give it to you. The 4 P's are his nature. The provision, the protection, the problem solving, and the procreation are in his DNA. He'll give it without being asked for it. But in order to get to that point, we have to first be able to access our femininity, not the game, the femininity, not the facade, not the mask, the femininity. And with that being said, this little nugget of a show has been brought to you by A Game. So if you want to become part of the A Game family, then there's only one way for you to do that. You have to go into the description box and click the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. And you get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10. So all you have to do is put in KENDRA, the number 10 at checkout, and you can get a 10% discount off of your next purchase of A Game. So for those of you who are not quite sure what A Game is, this is an overall addressing of men's health. This is only for men, okay? So it addresses their vitality, their energy, their strength, and their libido by addressing their blood flow. All right. And so for all of the guys who I know personally that have taken it, they've all raved about the results and how good they feel. And some men are saying that they haven't felt this good in many, many, many years. So for the guys, what are you waiting on to become part of the A Game family? And for the ladies, get the men in your life to also become part of the A Game family. All right. And with that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for coming through. I want to thank everyone for super chats and the good conversation that I saw in the chat room, which I definitely appreciated. And I am going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.